Well, if you're going to shoot a 50 BMG in your AR, your AR15 platform, you definitely need a different hammer and spring combination versus the stock AR combination, because you can see the difference in the round, and it's quite a bit of difference, right? You know, the A2 round is a little, well, I don't know. I think when I go to shoot these, I might download them somewhat, and I'm going to see what I can download them to. Not going crazy downloading, but I'm definitely going to put them on the lighter side for sure, because I'm also going to put a nice big rubber buttstock on the damn AR platform too. But I had this hammer from Brownells, and you can see this is the stock AR15 hammer and spring. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if you can tell too much, but you can see the difference in the hammer. See? You can really tell the difference in the hammer size. How thick that is. How much weight is on there. That's what you need for the 50 cal to set off that primer. And this is the one that's from the regular AR15. Okay? I'll put it on a white background piece of paper so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. I don't know why it has, but you know, it's like when you make your lower able to fire the 50 cal with this upper. This is the, you know, the SHTF hits the fan one with the 10 round magazine and all that garbage, right? It goes back into the buffer tube. I was almost thinking about getting a polymer lower for this, because some of the polymer, I think there's one polymer lower out there that has a metal insert in it, and there's one brand, I think it's Polymer 80 or something like that. I was pretty impressed at them hammering the crap out of it, and I was like, God. But I don't think I'll have a problem with a regular mil-spec 775 aluminum lower with this thing. But I don't think I'm going to load these up to full specifications when I shoot them. I don't think so. These are full specifications because it's factory ammo, and but you could feel the difference in the tension in the spring. Definitely, there's definitely, you know, it's maybe not too noticeable on the camera, but the coils, if that's picking up, the coils versus these coils, if that's picking up very well, probably. The one on the left on my hand is the AR. The one on the right is the 50. It's thicker coils, but you need a thicker spring, you need a bigger, heavier hammer, and then once you do that to your lower, and you know, of course, you're going to take the buffer spring out and the buffer, not the buffer tube, but the buffer spring and the buffer, which, you know, I know you can put that in like a couple seconds, but you got to have that out of there for the operation for this to work, because this is what slides back into the buffer tube. It's designed for that. And I'm going to just keep it simple, Simon. So I'm going to actually make another lower for this. And so when I get the kit in for the lower parts, this will go in it instead of this spring. And you notice it catches, you got to have it. It looks almost backwards, because when you're looking at this hammer, you know, you're almost thinking the edge, you know, this edge on the top. You're looking to the right of the edge. You think that would be the side that hits the pin, but no, it's the rounded side. And I know it is because of the way it engages right in here into the détente, whatever you call that. It's up on above the trigger. It engages right there. The Simple Simon says nothing fancy. This upper actually has iron sights on it right now, and I'm probably going to get a scope for it, but I might have it where I have the iron sights and the scope, but I'm not going to get some crazy scope, because I've been hearing like no matter how much you spend on the scope, if 50 cal blows it up, not blows it up, but it breaks the scope after a while. So I'm going to probably get this $300 one, SWFA SS, I think it's called Super Sniper or some crap. I don't know what the hell it is. Classic, right? Classic. That's usually the best thing to go with. No, just fixed focus, 6 power. You know, it says it's okay for the 50 BMG. You know, if you, because I figured, At $300 versus $2,000 or $1,800, I could break 6 of those. I don't think it'll break though. I think it doesn't matter, because I've been hearing that the most expensive scopes break too. But when I take this out to the range, I'm not gonna, I'm not necessarily gonna compete with it. But you know what I like about this? The beauty of this is that it's still all the AR platform. It's not like you're buying another weapon. You got to freaking, because like in other words, once you understand the AR platform, what's cool about building AR when you're putting it together. Because once you put it together, you can fix anything you want on it. That's why I don't want to get different weapons. The only thing I might get is another Marlin 44 lever action, because they got a 357 lever action. I'm probably gonna get a Marlin. I like the cowboy guns a lot too, but I like this. I don't know why. I don't know why the freaking people berate these AR platforms, because they're classic now. They really are classic. You can shoot 22 long rifle, the 5.56. That thing is, you get that Winchester bulk projectiles, the 55 grain ones, and one's fired NATO brass, and some CCI primers, and Hodgson 335. It's around 23 point something grains, I think, or something in there. I forgot what it was exactly. Boy, you can load piles of those damn things. This is going to be, the loading dies for this are going to be a couple bucks, because I think I got to get a single stage big ass thing for this thing. I'm like, woo. I got several boxes of this stuff, but I'm definitely going to be reloading this when I start firing this thing. But I want to point out that, a couple things, about the hammer. I'm going to tell you about the hammer. You got to do the hammer and that spring. I got that from Brownells. You can find it. It's like it might take you 2 hours looking through all these postings, but you'll find it eventually, because Brownell's got like 1 million gun parts on there. I'm Simple Simon Says, iron sights. I don't really care about the scope right now. Once I start using it, I'll start getting the scope later. I'm just gonna get a $300 scope. That's the cheapest one rated for the 50 BMG. And what I think is more important is I'm gonna get the reloading equipment and dies in the press for this damn thing, which is not going to be that cheap really, but it will be a lot cheaper if you fire it more. And I'm probably going to load them down a little bit, and probably some kind of, the other thing is, on the ARs I'm building the lowers, the 2 lowers, I'm going to getting, I was looking around because I was looking at all these damn, I'm kind of going lengthy on this video, but I was looking around for the lowers, the buttstock assemblies when you're building a lower, and the DPMS, they're out of them. And I was thinking I didn't really want the A2 stock. I wanted the A1 stock. The A1 stock is like 5/8 inch less, and to me, that's a good compromise because it's a fixed stock. It's got the metal butt plate on it. You can put the cleaning kit in it, and I know it's not going to fit the cleaning kit for this thing, but it works, to me, it works like a carbine stock in a way, because it gets up in your shoulder quicker, and it doesn't have any moving parts on it, like other than, the buffer spring and a buffer. I mean, it doesn't have where it's sliding back and forth, where you got 6 position adjustable, and sometimes the cheaper ones are get loose and stuff. So I did find one company, I forgot what it was. I think it was Fulton Armory. They sell an A1 stock buffers, this whole assembly, made in USA. It's like $100. It's more money than the imported stuff, but it's made in the USA, and it's all standard stuff. I don't want to get any like real aftermarket stuff. This I have to have for the BMG. I'm putting bone stock everything. I just don't, that's just how I am. Kind of like that with cars too. I mean, cars, and then by the way, tomorrow there'll probably be a bunch of car videos if the rain doesn't come out too bad, because I don't know if I should put so many of these gun videos out or whatever, but I'm just telling you a couple hints. You do need this, and to me, I don't agree with spending a lot of money. Like, in other words, I don't believe in buying cheap stuff. I believe in buying just the standard stuff that the military uses. That's one reason I kind of like this 50 BMG, because I wanted something a little stronger than the 30-06. I said, what the hell? Why not get that, right? And I figure you can probably download that quite a bit too if you need to. So that's another thing. It's a bolt action. It's not gonna need to cycle or anything like that. And yeah, pretty flexible. A little bit lighter than other BMGs, I guess. And that's what I'll be getting for a scope, a $300 scope. Plain 6 fixed power, nothing fancy. And you know, that's my approach on things. Quality but simple. Made in USA but simple. You know, I'm not going to say got to get this tactical thing. I just don't go with that. I go with whatever the military uses. That's usually, it's good enough, right? Because everything else is actually you. That's what it comes down to. And I'm going to start working out again. I'll probably be working out here tonight a little bit again. Got to start doing that stuff again. Boy, I was addicted to it for a while, for about 4 or 5 years, 3 hours a day. So we shall see. Get back into it a little bit. But yeah, you do need this hammer and spring for your 50 BMG. That's the only thing you really need that's special for the AR lower. And this part is not that much money. I forgot what it was, 20-something bucks or 20 bucks. I don't even know if it even was that much. But you will not be able to, you know, with the firing pin hitting, the hammer hitting the firing pin will not be able to ignite this large primer in the back with this hammer and that spring. It's got to be that one. But keep it simple, you know, as Simon says. And, you know, the stuff the military uses is reliable and proven. You know, if they've been using it for like a gazillion years. So, you know, that's the way I go with.